Takeoff was the youngest. So Takeoff was like 18. Quay was like, I think Quay 30. So he 5 years younger. So I think Quay was like 20, 21, 22. Set was the same age. They the same age. And Take was the youngest. He was 17, 18, one of them. So like Take was like how when the Hot Boys was coming up, Wayne was the youngest. He was the baby out of all of them. So it's like being on the road from just hitting the chitlin circuit, like just hitting these small cities and just bouncing around and stuff like that. It's dope. Like I love it. Like I love being on the go. I love being on the move and being able to, go to the different places, feel the culture from these different people and stuff like that. So it's back then, I would say it was simpler because now it's so oversaturated.
Told you we was giving you the okay back today to make a way. You gonna all
right, man. So we got
Lil Coach from Quality Control Music, man.
QC. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good.
Good. I know we talked about it a little bit. How's the city, Oklahoma in general, treating you?
I mean, it's treating me good. Got it. Man, this place I went to earlier, they're called Organic Squeeze. If you're in OKC, please go here. This says it's the cleanest, most addictive Chex Mix around. I can't put that shit down. Like I really can't. And it's amazing. The juices there are good. OKC's been treating me good.
That's what's
got
up.
some good food. Cause I've been on a diet and getting personal trained for like the last month and a half, 2 months. So like I just been eating on a healthy, just like a healthy journey right now. So just trying to get my mind, body, everything right. Health is wealth.
For sure. You first time out here?
Nah. It's probably no bullshit. It's probably, if not my second, my third time out here. I think I came out here with Yachty when we was on the Ray Shrimmer tour. And then I came out here with Lil Marlo, rest in peace to him. We did like a little media run, like a press run through here. We stopped through here, we did a show, and then now I'm here now.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure. So I kind of want to, just if people aren't familiar, get the full scope of, who you are and how you came up and everything. So are you been in Atlanta all your life? Is that?
So I'm born and raised in the Midwest. I'm originally from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
So I moved down to Atlanta when I graduated high school at 18. So I've been down there for 16 years now.
Okay.
So I moved down there originally. I went to Clark Atlanta University, went for film, mass media. I actually have my own photography business too, on the side. Started that March 2014. It's about to be 10 years next year. But recently, I stepped away from it because of my brother passed Takeoff. Those are like my brothers. So when he passed away, I kind of had to take a step back from it. And my pops understood, everybody understood and stuff like that. So I got back into my management bag. But at the same time, I just turned 35 this Saturday. So just had a birthday Saturday. I'm 35.
Well, happy belated.
Appreciate it. My pops introduced me to the industry when I was like 11, 12 years old.
Yeah. So
it's like from there to now, in 24 years, it's just been like just go. But at the same time, it's like I love photography, but at the same time, like what he does, it's like the executive position, the management position, everything like that. Like I strive for that as well because it's like, I'm his first. It's three of us on my father's side. I'm the firstborn, so it's like it's a trickle effect. So like once God forbid anything happens or anything like that, I'll be next up.
Yeah. And
my little brother, we're 4 years we're 4 years and 3 days apart. So it's like me and him be the one to be taking over shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a learning experience my whole life, man. For real.
I'm curious about the early days because, I know you said you were real close with them. Y'all were all about the same age, like the acts that they were putting out around that time, right?
What year? What
when
time?
QC first started?
Oh yeah, so
Migos.
So 2013. 2013 is when they started it. March 2013 is when they started QC. My pops and P. My father introduced me to the Migos when Bando came out, and they dropped Bando and Versace was the two records that they was pushing. And I remember we was in the car. I was in the car with my pops, and we was driving. He said, "Man, I gotta let you listen to this song." He's like, "Nobody's heard it before." He's like, "Man, I got these artists." He said, "Shit, Drake just hopped on the remix of Versace," and that's when Versace remix dropped, and the shit just took off. I was introduced to them probably August 2013, and then from there on, like that, I was on the road with them. I was on the road with the Migos from 2013 to 2016, and I was in and out on the road with them after that. But from 2013 to 2016, I was on the road with the boys. And then from 2016 to 2019, I was on the road with Lil Yachty. And then pandemic happened. My daughter was born in 2020. And then since then, I just really, I've been in and out of like I said, the photography. But at the same time, it's like, I've been, trying to search for artists and stuff like that, because I have a lot of conversations with my pops sometimes, like, every like I call him the sensei, like the all-knowing. So it's like, whatever questions I have for anything, like music-wise, I go to him. Like I sit down, talk to him all the time, and he has the answers. But at the same time, it's like he wants me to find out on my own. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I gotta bump my head a few times to really, elevate in certain positions and certain aspects in this industry in which I'm thriving. And he's, behind me, supporting me fully. So, just take it a day at a time, for real, for real.
For sure. So those early days, I mean, what was your role? You doing photography?
No. So I was with the boys. I was helping out on the road, like with road management and stuff like that. So, and then with Yachty, I was actually doing photography. So I got, best of both worlds. I'm an artist at the end of the day, and I love the art of photography, like to, free expression with your eye. So it's like you can create anything. I can take this bag and shoot it 100 million ways and create some type of art from it. But at the same time, I love the hustle and bustle of, having control of a situation to, move around and get these contacts and meet these different type of people and stuff like that. So
you never got tempted to start rapping yourself?
No.
I feel like it would have been really easy.
It's so crazy. When I was younger, I used to write poetry. Like I used to write, like, I don't know, like I used to go through like these times that, just, back and forth, just in my mind and stuff like that. I used to write poetry, but I never could get the courage to voice it. And everybody asked me, "Bro, won't you rap, bro? You got everything behind, won't you rap?" And I can't even do it. I can't. I don't know. It's like seeing my pops being behind the scenes for all these years. Like that's what I love. Like even being a photographer, I'm behind the scenes. Like I'm capturing stuff like that. Management behind the scenes, but at the same time, we've had this conversation. Like I just had a conversation with the homie that was just in here, and with my pops. Like I have to start being in front of the camera more, or being out there more and stuff like that. You can't be tucked away all the time. Like you gotta, voice and stuff like that. Yeah. Because I'm a real chill, laid back individual, and I'm not standoffish, but at the same time, it's like I like my space type shit. So I mean that's like with everybody, but at the same time, it's like I'm not timid, but I talk to somebody, but it's like not get the courage. But
you're not looking to be the center of attention.
Yeah, center of attention. Like I can't. That's why I couldn't be a rapper. Cause it's like it should drive me crazy. it would make me go insane. So I couldn't do it.
For sure. So I'm like I say, those early days, I can only imagine you coming up, being young and around all that shit. Yeah. And so I just kind of your perspective from when QC was getting started out, like being on the road and all that. What was? I'm sure it was crazy.
That shit's a movie. I got stories for fucking days. If some stories I can tell, some stories I can't tell. But I got some stories like that was 10 years ago. So I was 25. So I was 25. The boys was probably Takeoff was the youngest. So Takeoff was like 18. Quay was like, I think Quay 30. So he 5 years younger. So I think Quay was like 20, 21, 22. Set was the same age. They the same age. And Take was the youngest. He was 17, 18, one of them. So like Take was like how when the Hot Boys was coming up, Wayne was the youngest. He was the baby out of all of them. So it's like being on the road from just hitting the chitlin circuit, like just hitting these small cities and just bouncing around and stuff like that. It's dope. Like I love it. Like I love being on the go. I love being on the move and being able to, go to the different places, feel the culture from these different people and stuff like that. So it's back then, I would say it was simpler because now it's so oversaturated. Like the industry is so oversaturated. Like I miss those days. Like if I could rewind the hands of time and just go back, just do it all over, I would. But life is life, and time waits for no man. So it is what it is.
Is there any of those stories from those days that you could tell on camera that might stand out as might be a good one?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's a lot of personal shit.
Yeah,
it's a lot of I can't do it. can't even do it. I would if I could, but I can't even do it.
For sure. No, I get it. I had to ask though about that.
No, you good.
And so going into like, I'm sure it was a different feel. Being with Yachty, almost like you had been there a little bit and kind of. I know you're a photographer, but
yeah.
I guess my question is kind of bigger as you like kind of develop in the industry. I mean, what do you feel like you took from those first days, even though you weren't probably consciously, looking to take stuff, but
what I took from those
your early something you would tell yourself, I guess, looking back.
Man, 10 years ago. I mean, I'm doing it now because you gotta go. You got to jump through those hoops, and you really gotta, fall and bump your head a few times. But if I could tell myself 10 years ago, I mean, stay consistent. Consistency and persistence in this industry wins everything. If you have that drive to keep doing what you love and keep doing what like stay focused on, you're unstoppable. Like for real. Like you're unstoppable. Like I'm in this position now because I mean it's already written. It's already written for us. At the end of that, when we're born, we came out. So, but if I was to tell myself, my younger self, like, man, just remain consistent and keep thriving at what you want to do and what you love to do. There's no limits to what you want to do. Like no one can tell. I mean, the worst thing that someone can tell you is no. But at the same time, when you're showing them the type of energy that you're bringing to the table and what you can provide for that situation, whatever it is, whatever industry it is, you'll never get the word no. Because they know, okay, I know if I bring this person on board and stuff like that, shit's gonna get done. All the ducks are gonna line in the road, and we're gonna take this shit over. So that's what I would tell my younger self, like for real.
For sure. And one thing I always find interesting, I know you talked about it like on a personal tip, but I feel like the way everything is right now, everybody wants to be the rapper.
Yeah, everybody want to be a rapper.
And so just talk about, because especially here, it's a problem. Like, there's too many rappers and not enough.
In Atlanta, there's too many rappers.
Everything else. Yeah, I know it's a problem everywhere, but
Atlanta is very over.
Just kind of talk to the importance of somebody being behind the scenes and pushing who the guy should be rather than everybody trying to be the guy.
I mean, I always say, I mean, this doesn't go towards that, but at the same time, it's like everybody can't go. Everybody's like, I'm not saying everybody's not welcome, but everybody can't go. And a lot of people think that, but at the same time, it's like the work ethic and drive that you have to push that person to get to the next level, you have to really sit and dial and really know that person on a personal level, for real. Because I mean, like you said, everybody wants to be a rapper now. Everybody wants to be a rapper, and they're following trends. They sound the same. Like they can't pick like their different type of avenues. But at the same time, people are, people that are up and coming. If you hard, you hard. Like that. That's undeniable. Like you can't fake the funk with that. So with you mean like pushing them to get to the next level, or like what? Like,
I mean, just the importance of, somebody being behind the scenes, not even in a manager role. Like somebody needs to be the photographer, and somebody needs to be
I know exactly where you're going with this one. Like as far as like giving people jobs.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. When it comes to that,
instead of letting them hop on your tape and
when it comes to that, like I always say that, like coming to any situation, if it's a situation I'm, overseeing, if it's a situation somebody else is overseeing, I'm always gonna tell you, you got the artist, you got the manager, you got the homies and stuff like that, or you might have a photographer, you might not have a photographer, or whatever the case may be. You got subtract the artist and the manager. Add 2 more, that's 5. So you got 5 people around you. You got 5 people around these 2. Everybody that is surrounding you needs to have a job. Like, it needs to have a job. If the homie, if you can go buy a camera, you can go buy a little, T5 or a Rebel, and put it in somebody's hand and be like, yo, you shoot. You're on merch. You're on promotion. Now that's for it. So merch, photographer, promotion, fucking assistant, anything. Like people that want to be behind the scenes, like they want to be there and try to be out in the forefront, but at the same time, it's like you can come up even more and even better just having a job and doing what you want to do and stuff like that. Because it's like you can't, like I say, everybody can't go. Like you can't bring everybody. Like, I mean, it's cool to have the homies there with you, and when you got something going on and stuff like that. But when it comes to business and moving around, yeah, like whoever has those jobs, that's the ones that need to be with us. Because when extras come around, that's when the bullshit happens, or certain things go wrong and stuff like that, and it's a ripple effect. So it's like I would tell them, like whenever a situation is like, just start giving people jobs and letting them know their role and what it is in that whole situation.
For sure. And then talk about what got you back into management. I know you said you kind of took some time off. Was there something particular that kind of like sparked it back into you, or?
It's so crazy because I put a post up. So I had deactivated my QC page for a long time. I had put a post up. March 5th. That's when I reactivated it. I said, I woke up, I said, motivated, it's time to wake these folks back up. And that was March 5th. And then I was just like, then I put another post up. I said, sometimes you gotta disappear and get to it. And just like, basically you just gotta take, you gotta take the stairs and not take the elevator. So it's like one day I just really just woke up and I just basically was like, man, let me get back into this, and let me get back into really seeing that where I can go and where I can take this at. So it's not really like something happened. I just woke up like, okay, it's time to get back to it. Like for no more bullshitting, because it's too much going on to really let that shit stray away. Because it's like I have an ear for music, I have an ear for a lot of things, just learning from my pops and just like just playing the background and stuff like that. So it's like I just just one day just really woke up and just wanted to, hey, it's time. It's time.
For sure. So if we don't want to talk about it, it's all good, but something that, you know, obviously you said is close to your heart as far as, you know, I know Takeoff passed away.
Yeah, he was close to everybody on the label.
And in the industry, really, it was a big, you know.
Yeah, but to us,
absolutely,
it was, that was heavy. It's still heavy because it's like, I be listening to the boys and he come on, like I get goosebumps. Like I really get goosebumps. Like literally every single time I hear his voice, I hear a verse, or I see something on Instagram, my hair raises up. It's like I get goosebumps, and it's like it's still surreal to this day because how I'm quiet and stuff like that. That's how he was. So it's like me and him, I was gravitated towards him than the other. But me and Quay are close too, and Set as well. So it's like, but Take was the one that I was really the one that was closest to. So, but yeah.
And so just kind of talking about that, I mean, how do you feel like, I feel like that especially sparked a big conversation about, you know, the job of being a rapper, because he was a,
yeah, he,
you know, like
you said,
he was a laid back, calm. Like
he didn't bother nobody.
Yeah.
That's why when it happened, they just like, wait, what? This is a dream. It's a bad dream. And it's like, yeah, I can't keep talking about it because I start getting emotional and stuff like that. So yeah.
No, for sure. I mean, so you're back into management now.
Yeah.
Working with D-Walk.
Yeah.
How'd y'all get linked up?
So it's crazy because the mother of my child is from KC.
Okay.
So one day, I was managing Marlo. So this was like in 2019. I met him September 12th, 2019 in Kansas City, Missouri. Before I went out there, I asked her, I said, who are some of the artists that's out there that's really like got the city on lock and stuff like that? Cause I was just like, me and her dating and stuff, and it's like, you know, these small cities be having hidden gems. So it's like, you never know what come from these, you know, these cities. So, and I was just like, I'm about to be back and forth. I'm in my management bag right now. I just want to see, like, you know, just see. And she sent me she sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, if not 4 or 5 artists. And I basically went through each one, Googled them, went to SoundCloud, went to Apple Music, went to Instagram, see the analytics, see their interactions, and I just start sifting through them. Just sifting through them, and he basically came out, and I was just like, I said, who? I said, do you know him? And she was like, yeah, I can introduce you to him. Like, I can get you in contact with him. Like, you know, it's this city so small, it's like everybody knows everybody. So one day when I was out there for like 4 or 5 days, and he told me to come to the studio. And let me see if I can pull this up. He told me to come to the studio, and we basically, that from there on, it was just history.
So that was 2019?
It's 2019.
Okay, so when you got back into, was he already had like a relationship at QC that whole time while you were?
No, so it's crazy because he met my pops. We took a picture. Damn, when was that?
I mean, I saw an interview with him in 2019 talking about a meeting at QC. That's why I was gonna.
No, he came to this is the picture. That's when the first.
Okay, yeah, so that's a minute ago.
Yeah, so that's when I met him. So this is the picture. In 2021. That's when we started getting. That's when, like, 2021 is when we got serious about everything. Like, I had him come down that day. I had him come down to Atlanta, and I had my pops come up there. Then my pops had P come up there, and basically they sat down and listened to his music and was like, bro, you hard, bro. Like, you one of the ones. Like, you got some dope shit. Like, keep pushing it. Like, for real, keep pushing this. Like, because like when you think about KC, it's like the only thing you think about when you coming out of KC is the Chiefs and the only artist there that's black is Tech Nine.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no like artists that's really like coming out there going crazy like he is. So it's like we've been locked in. It's been 4 years, but we really started taking it serious. We really started taking it serious in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. So what do you feel like, like where, his career, where y'all planning on taking that?
You just gotta keep hitting this road, like really just doing these promo runs, these little mini press runs, and just getting him out there. That's what it is. Cause like he has the music to present to the people. He has everything that's he checks off everything. But as far as like you gotta, I be telling him all the time, like even though like you're doing something good for Kansas City, for your city, you got to get out. Like you got to move around. Like you really got to move around and really start, I say touching people, hugging people and kissing babies.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to go around and start, mingling with these DJs, just doing it at these shows and stuff like that. Like, cause when I bring him down to Atlanta, we locked in. Studio. Might go here, there, like for introduce him to DJs, get his records played and stuff like that. But like, yeah, that's really our timing is coming, but it's just like we got to put some more groundwork into it. So that's what it is.
No, definitely. I mean, I think I probably met him 2020. It might have been 2021, like pretty soon, like the summer.
He was down here?
Yeah.
Was he with Poe? It was with Poe, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was like was it a cannabis event or?
I think so. And then he was doing some other stuff around the city. But when I had never heard of him before that, and when I heard the music, I was like, yeah, he's a lot harder than like the reach. Like he should be. Yeah. He's got it basically.
No, he got it. He got it.
But then just kind of going off of that, you talked about like smaller markets having hidden gems. So representing for a smaller market where I can, we feel like we got people that could be a lot bigger. What would your advice be to somebody who's, from one of those small markets trying to get their name out?
Don't stop. Just keep going. You never know. Like, I know people that's in fucking cities that's smaller than this. Millions and millions of streams on the internet, and they're not being discovered, but it's like they keep putting out hard music and stuff like that. But all I can say is for artists that's coming up and the artists that think, because my city got it's small and this, that, and third, ain't nothing here and whatever, man, don't stop, man. Don't listen to the critics. Just keep that shit going. Keep pushing at what you want to do, because it's like at the end of the day, nothing's gonna come to you when you give up. Like, you can't give up. Why are you gonna give up at something that you really love? Like, keep putting your foot down and keep stepping on these people's necks, and just like letting them know, like, I'm coming for what's mine. Like, I'm really coming for what's mine, and I know, it's gonna happen. That's the same thing with Too Fat. When we was having a conversation last night, he's like, bruh, he told me his story, what just happened to him. He came home. He was just like, bruh, I'm not stopping, bro. He's like, I'm not stopping. He said, bruh, they're gonna see this shit. Man, I'm gonna read you the message that he sent me is like some real shit. He just like he's like, I'm not gonna stop. He's like, I'm solid as it get. My life speaks for me for real. Stay tuned. He said, I'm doing this without no help, just grinding going forward. He said, shit's gonna be enormous when they hear this. He said, and he's like, watch. Like, you have my word, like, watch. And I love shit like that, because it's like, nothing is, you breaking down walls. Like, you coming through really breaking down walls and barriers, and like, hey, up there, that's where I'm about to be at. Like, for real.
On me, for sure. So I just got a couple more. One thing that I've been thinking about, just kind of, you keep talking to your pop, and being in the same industry, is that kind of is that hard to be, Lil Coach K? Like, that's big shoes to fill. Is that?
It's like, crazy, because when I was younger, I used to beat myself up. Like, damn, I fucked up. Damn. What are you doing? Now, like me and him had conversations. Like he'll tell me like, son, don't even trip. Like you gotta, you a man. Like you gotta go through that shit. Like you really, that's what's gonna make you tougher. Like you gotta go through that shit. And it was hard on me at first, but now it's cruise control. Cause it's like I know, you know, I'm not stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not stopping. I'm keep going. It's like now it's like muscle memory. Like okay, come on, type shit. So, but before, yeah, when I was younger, oh yeah, I used to beat me up, I used to beat myself up. But now it's not. I had to come to realization like, what you beating yourself up for? Like for no reason. Like what is all that? That's not even needed, because it's like, as long as you in a positive mood, positive aspect of what you got going on, there shouldn't be no room for to tear yourself down. So
for sure. So you said something earlier that I meant to ask you about at the time, and I just thought about it again when you said there's too many. You said it just kind of in passing, but there's too many rappers in Atlanta.
Man, there's too many rappers. There's too many photographers. There's too many fucking everything. It's too many.
Because from the outside looking in, Atlanta always gets this, like reputation as everybody's like, on board with each other. And
oh no, it's no, everybody's on board with each other, but it's just like, it's just oversaturated. Like you got them ones in the city. You know who's hard and you know who's going crazy and stuff like that, but it's just like, but at the same time, it's like the artists in Atlanta have been so stamped. People done stamped like some of the main artists and stuff like that. But some, and some artists come out, they sounding like the same thing. Like you can't do that. It's like how shit, the Migos came out, they fucked the whole world up. That cadence of how they rap and after that, everybody was rapping like that. So it's like, it's very oversaturated. And me and my homies be having conversations about it all the time. Like, bro, this shit, some of these people gotta stop. Like, for real.
Well, me and mine too, trust me, even out here, and there ain't as many rappers. But do you feel like it's easier? I mean, I feel like there's give and take, because it's easier to stand out in a place where it's, nobody's standing out.
Yeah.
But it's harder to...
Oh, it's definitely harder in Atlanta. Like, them big cities, you really got to fight. Like, you got to fight. But at the same time, like, we call Atlanta Black Hollywood. You got to fight, but at the same time, you never know. You might go into a restaurant to get some lunch, to sit down, and you might go to a fucking Chipotle or anything like that. You might be sitting next to an executive, because like everything's migrating to Atlanta. Like you might be sitting to an executive, you might be sitting next to an AR, you might be this, that, and third, even a photographer. You know what I'm saying? You might be sitting towards a famous photographer for somebody, film, all this stuff. So it's like, it's you ain't gotta beat yourself up so much, like. But you definitely do gotta stand out and step outside that box and really, do the most uncomfortable to really thrive and to really do, what you gotta do to, elevate to the next level.
For sure. So just piggybacking off that, you got a Mount Rushmore?
Huh?
You got an Atlanta Mount Rushmore? I'll give you all three of them as one if you want to do that.
You said what?
I said I'll give you the Migos as one if you want to do that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't.
It's four heads, right?
Okay. Yeah.
The boys, yeah, the Migos. Ooh. I ain't gonna lie. Migos. For the generation now, I'm gonna do it for the generation in back in the like younger days, and I'm gonna do it now. For generation now, Migos, Baby, Thug. Migos, Baby, Thug. But it's so much. Damn, I ain't got the fourth. Like right now, but people that's killing it right now, Migos, baby, Thug. I ain't gonna cap Gunner. He's going off right now. He's going crazy. He's been going crazy ever since. Not even him being locked up and stuff like that. Before that, he was going crazy. Yes. But for this generation, Migos, baby, Thug, and Gunner. For the past, Jeezy, T.I. I ain't gonna lie, Gucci had the city fucked up. WAP. For the past, I'm tripping. Jeezy, Outkast. Damn. It's two. I can't do the past. It's that, yeah. I'm gonna be naming people for days. I can't even do that.
For sure. Well, yeah, no, I just had to see if you had a good one. But I appreciate you sitting down with us, bro, taking a little time while you're in the city and spend some game. Hopefully, somebody can.
For sure.
Can take from it.
I appreciate y'all, man.
No doubt.
Anything to do with anything, like, yeah, I appreciate y'all, like, for real. Because somebody got to say it. Somebody got to get it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not coming from me, it's coming from somebody else. You can take heed to anything that anybody's telling you at the end of the day. So it's like, I appreciate you and your whole company just, reaching out to me and, like, wants to do, like, this, this podcast interview. So thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Like I said, a lot of good game, and, hopefully we can, do some more in the future.
I got you.
Sure.
What's going on? This is Lil Coach from Quality Control Music. I'm checking in with the OakA podcast, and right now I'm giving you the OK.